said that's gonna be the first thing they said.
I said it.
It's not on tape, so it don't matter.
If it was. Shit. Fuck.
Man, you know that part ain't making it to YouTube. They be like, oh, flag already. You know, they haven't flagged our video in like almost 2 years.
Well, we're not on there like that no more.
Yeah, so they be like, approve, approve. Before, oh no. They would flag it as soon as it's uploaded to YouTube.
Somebody reminded me at church on Sunday. They said, I haven't seen y'all videos in a while. Where are they? I said, we're on Patreon. He said, yeah, because it's like, y'all were like the pioneers of YouTube. I said, yeah, I know. Trust me. I know.
Do you feel like, do you ever feel like we aren't giving our due at times?
I'm not, well, yes and no. I'm going to start with the no. The no, because I think the important people, which are the viewers, give us our due. The people who watch us on a regular, you know, when we do call-ins, they will let us know and remind us of how important our show was to them and their upbringing and their coming up, whether they were in high school, first year of college. They remind us of these things. So I'm going to start with the no. The yes, I feel like yes, we don't get our dues just from overall, the overall community of YouTube.
Right.
You know what I mean? We are not included in a lot of things. And again, I'm going to say this again. Shout out to T.S. Madison a few months ago when she gave us a shout out and mentioned us when she was talking about original, you know, YouTubers and bloggers from back in the day. She listed us, you know, included us in that that list. But you know, there's a lot of people who don't, you know, and a lot of people who kind of overlook us. And no, we have not done what a lot of these bloggers have done thus far, which was go from their home to now they're all over the world and have these high-tech camera crews and lights. No, we're still here indoors. But I think as time went on, for me anyway, I can't speak for you, but as time went on, I realized that everybody is not meant to be everywhere. And so it kind of reminds me, and I don't want to, you know, but I'm going to use my pastor as an example. It kind of reminds me of a few years ago, he had did like this honesty thing when he was preaching, and he's talked about how when he started out 30 years ago, when he became the pastor of our church 30 years ago, he talked about how our church had and just to a backstory. My pastor was born and raised in our church, so our church is the only church
in the church.
His family, his grand, you know what I mean. This is the only church he's been in for 63 years. So he went from being a baby to a kid to a teenager to a grown man to now he's the pastor of the church that, you know, his grandparents started coming to, and then his mother and father got married then, and then him and his siblings were raised then. So he talked about how 30 years ago when he became the pastor of the church, how the church had all these people, and then over the years, people started either dying off or leaving the church. But he said he used to question God all the time about it, like, you know, well, why is it X, Y, and Z? But then he said he finally came to the realization that God showed him that, listen, you were not meant to be a pastor of 1,000 people like some pastors are. You were meant to be the pastor over this flock that I gave to you.
That makes sense.
And you're looking at the thousands of people at a lot of these mega churches, or even the hundreds of people at some of these churches, not realizing that the blessing is you're still pastoring this church 30 years later. Doesn't matter the size, the doors are still open, the lights are still on, the gas is still on, the water's still running, and you still got people coming here Sunday after Sunday 30 years later. So no, you're not the pastor of 400 or 500 people, but you're still a pastor. And this church is still, the doors are still open in this church. And when he spoke about that Sunday, Kevin, it hit me personally, because I said, wow, people have been saying that to us for years. Oh, well, why y'all not here yet? Or y'all should have been here, y'all should have been here. And for a long time, you and I were feeding into that. yeah, well, one of these days we going, you know, we just got to make sure we set up, or we got to get with the right people. But then I started saying to myself, who was to say that we were supposed to be there? We made our calling, or our assignment may not be on a TV screen. Our assignment may be right here in this house, or right here on this camera, talking to the people who may not be able to see a big blogger or to attend such an event that a big blogger may have. Our assignment may just be they can get on their YouTube or get on their Patreon from their phone or their, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean because we don't have the following, or we don't have the participation that a lot of other bloggers may have, that we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And yes, there have been some people over the years. We've been doing this, what now? 16 years. There have been some people in the past 16 years that came after us, and now they are all the way up at the top. And that's okay, because I look at it as they are where they are supposed to be, and we are where we're supposed to be. And I'm going to tell you why I look at that as being okay. Because you and I have never missed a meal.
Clearly.
You and I don't miss any checks. Mm-hmm. No matter how big or how small they may be, we ain't missing no checks. You and I still have our own jobs, mm-hmm. that we are financially stable on both ends. We get paid from here and we get paid from our jobs. So we're not lacking anything. So, you know, people think that the measure of your success is who you know and how many people you have watching you, or how many people you have following you on social media. I look at the measure of our success is whenever I go to anywhere, whether it be New York City, mm-hmm. whether it be DC, whether it be California, whether it be Texas, whether it be Florida, there may be one, even if it's one person, there's going to be one person that's going to say, oh my God, that's the Scorpio.
Yeah, they sure do.
Oh my God, that's Mikkel. That's success to me. And I'm going to tell you why. Because even if it's one person, this is one person who lives across the country, somewhere where I don't live at, but they know my name. Here's another measure of success for me. I can go to New York, I can go to DC, I can go to Baltimore, I can go to Oklahoma, I can go to Arkansas. And if I just happen to run into Brandy, Brandy knows who Mikkel is. Mm-hmm. If I happen to be driving down the street in LA and Lena Waithe is crossing the street and she sees me, she knows who Mikkel is. If I happen to be at one of Beyonce's concerts, come on somebody, Beyonce gonna see me and know exactly who the hell I am. So I don't have to have thousands of followers. I don't have to have this abundance of people watching us. The people who are supposed to be watching us and the people who are supposed to know who we are, know who we are. Yeah. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm happy and I'm fine with what we're doing and how we're doing it. Because I think years ago when we were younger, we allowed the hype of y'all can get famous off of this, and y'all can meet these people, and y'all can take it to here, and then one day y'all can be on TV. Well, I have a question. That was almost 20 years ago when we started, mm-hmm. right? Look at TV today. Yeah, it's not even Wendy Williams on TV. Nobody who does what we do is really on TV. Yeah. You know, TMZ has their little thing. The Breakfast Club has their thing. But who on TV 20 years later after we started is doing what we do? Nobody. Because what we do has not, times have changed now. And so, nobody, you know what I mean? So, that premise of, oh, in the future, because remember, Kevin, remember, y'all, today is actually the future. Yeah. Because we started out in 2008. Yeah. 16 years ago. So, when we were talking about the future, we were actually talking about today. And here in the future, nobody's actually doing what we said we wanted to do. Nobody's not even jumping to TV. Because, can I say one more thing?
Yes, go ahead.
Who the fuck is actually watching TV today?
Nobody.
Everybody's on their
making their money
tablet.
online.
Everybody's online. Everybody's on Patreon. The most you're getting out of TV is maybe an award show, getting your news, but cable has even become a thing of the past. Hell, the Fire Stick has become a thing of the past. Now people are doing what with the online stuff, and it's like everything is now not like, you know, you have streaming networks, Netflix and Hulu. Well, people are content with that. Paramount Plus, Disney Plus. If you have these things, who needs cable? I mean, I hope I'm making sense.
I need my news though.
Of course you need your news, but that's what I'm saying. That's really what we're using TV for nowadays. Is our news and our occasional award shows.
And my wrestling.
And your wrestling. But other than that, nobody's not really watching those shows on TV. So I hope I'm making sense when I say, when we talked about the future, today, October 22nd, 2024, is actually the future that we were talking about back in 2008 and 2009 when we were saying, oh God, I can't wait, you know, years from now, we can be on TV and this, that, and the third. Well, 16 years later, 17 years later, this is the years from now that we were talking about, and we're doing just fine.
We are doing just fine.
We're doing just fine.
You know, I still feel like...
We're doing just fine.
I feel like, yeah, we still around. We float around. It's still kind of, you know, crazy that we still do what we do. I find that very crazy.
Right.
But I do love the fact that people still watch us. I thought that, you know, we would be on the scale definitely where more, like definitely more people would watch us. But I feel like we've, I still don't feel like we have peaked. Because I feel like I'm growing on this thing. I started out in my early 20s on YouTube, and in 30 days I'll be 40. And I still think about like when my mom was talking to me in that kitchen about what do you think about people watching you and, you know, being responsible on the camera with, you know, with the little fame that you do get. Just, you know, just make sure you're careful with what you say and with your words. And we have touched so many people. Now, I still don't talk about sex. I mean, I care what she say, but I mean, we definitely gonna talk about sex in this video too. Like, I love it. Like, I feel liberated when we get to express ourselves and talk about our escapades. And I know it's not just that, but just thinking about how small something is, you touch the world. Like, that's something that I still can't get over. I love it. But we are in a new generation with new people. We got people whose face you never see on camera, but they make videos. And I mean, some of their videos are amazing. Like, I can find myself falling down a rabbit hole watching videos. But there's definitely a new generation. But this TikTok thing, like TikTok, I think is definitely more popular than YouTube. And people is making money from all avenues. Like, I get money from Instagram just from posting stuff. Like, it might not be a whole lot of money, but I'm like, yes, I get paid just to post stuff.
Get it.
Facebook is now trying to pay me to post stuff, and it's like, damn. But I understand some people post fake stuff on Facebook just for the engagement, just so they can get paid. Just making up a story, oh, I got pregnant, and I told my ex-boyfriend, oh, this should have been you, all this and that. And I mean, when I looked at the page, she's like, oh, the engagement on this was crazy. So people just think and come up with all kind of stuff just to make money. But this is like, do it. If the money is out there on that table, don't leave no money on the table. Get as much of the money that you can. I love this, though. I do love this. I don't watch the new YouTubers as much, but somebody who I see is really, really doing their thing is Scotty. Like, I don't watch every video, Scotty, don't get mad, but when I do watch, like, I enjoy the videos, and if he says something I don't agree with, I'm definitely going to comment and I'm going to say something. But I do love that my era is still on there, like Rox and Ashley Miller, who's always on her thing. Messy Mouse is doing his thing on social media. Nunu is still out there somewhere. A Connection TV is working and film and, you know, his little other stuff that I don't really care to talk about. But, you know, everybody is out there doing their thing. Candy is doing her thing. She got the Cloverland Ranch. Like, everybody is still using social media just in their different ways. But I don't feel like, okay, oh, I should have been here. For me, man, my life is still a journey, and my life is not over until the day I close my eyes, okay? And I still remember when, you know, we had, I'm about to say Alcohol Harmony. That is not his name no more. Duran. When Duran was on our show and he said, like, it will come when it's your time. Because we felt like, you know, like, nigga, you out here singing better than all of these real singers, and you're not getting your due. And it's like, yeah, it's like it had to wait until like before 2020, but look where he is now, and him linking with Erykah Badu. We were talking about Erykah Badu on our show, and then him having his own Tiny Desk with NPR. Like, you know, he's doing his thing. I'm just happy that we have decided that we are responsible with what we report on our channel, that we don't go for clickbait videos, that we just do our thing, and no one has ever sent us a cease and desist, and none of that stuff. Okay, I think I probably said it wrong. Cease and desist.
But they know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no one has ever sent us that. Okay. Everybody said, I love your videos, I like what you said, or I hate what you said, but whatever, you know. Our conversations, we've had some great conversations. I mean, I would like to revisit some of the stuff we said, but we got thousands of videos, and it's hard to go back and look at that. I mean, I would rather y'all do the work. If you see old videos from 10, 12 years ago.
Remember when Ashley from California used to...
Yes, Ashley Dollface.
And like on birthdays and anniversaries, she would go
make
through
videos,
and they would be excellent. Her editing was just amazing to us at that time.
But I don't want to do all of that hard work, going through all of the archives of videos. But like, if you've seen some videos and you want to know has our opinion changed, I definitely would love to do videos like that. Especially, do you remember us arguing in that dining room about T.D. Jakes? No, not T.D. Jakes, the one that died.
Eddie Long.
Yeah, Bishop Eddie Long. And would you let your kids live with Michael Jackson and all that stuff? And I say, yeah, I would. Yeah. Hey, Michael fucking Jackson.
Yeah. No.
Now that I'm much older, hell no. Yeah. And the reason why is because there are so many predators out there. You just and don't
not
know.
To say that Michael Jackson was a predator,
right?
But it's just what you're doing is. See, and I don't think a lot of people look at it this way, but as an adult, I realized growing up, I didn't stay in nobody's house but my grandmother's house. And when she died, you stay home. Because it wasn't that my mother and father didn't trust other people. When parents don't allow their kids to stay at everybody's house, it's more so teaching the child that you can't feel comfortable and trust everybody because anything could happen. Because what happens is, if I allow you to stay at any and everybody's house, then when you become a parent, you're going to allow your child to stay at any and everybody's house. And one of those homes may be the home of a predator. So you have to be very, very careful. Parents, I think, a lot of parents do their due diligence, and you have sometimes where unfortunately, they're letting their kids stay at a home that they trust, and somebody in there may not be trustworthy. Right. But you have to do your due diligence as an adult and as a parent to say, listen, I know you want to go over there, and I know that you're a friend, but I don't know everybody in that house, and I don't know who it is that they allow to come in and out of that house. Yes, I may know Shantae's mom, and I may know her dad, but I don't know the brother
or the cousin
or the uncle who may come in and out of that house. I don't know them. So no, I cannot allow you to just go to somebody's house simply because that's your friend. I can't do that. And yes, a lot of kids do not understand because they are a child. Just like with Michael Jackson. Those kids were children. So they don't think the way we as adults think. They're thinking, oh, that's my friend. You know, no, nothing bad's going to happen. But that's why the Bible says when I was a child, I thought like a child and I reasoned as a child. But when I became an adult, I did adult things. You cannot allow kids to just allow them to do what they want to do. You just can't. There has to be a boundary. There has to be a, you know, there's always this debate, Kevin, and I think this debate will be forever and ever, where is your child your friend or not? I will see on certain posts on social media, oh, my child's not my friend. And then you have people who respond, oh no, my daughter's my best friend. And da-da-da, and this is why she's my best friend. And no, I don't think, da-da-da. But it's all with the upbringing. In my house, your kids are not your friends. You love them. You take care of them. You love all over them. You protect them. But you have to understand that I'm the parent and I am the authority figure. If I become your friend, that means that we are equals, and we're not equals. I am the authority figure. So when I say, no, you can't do this, no, you can't go there, I don't want no lit back. Now, of course, there may be a little lit back, but don't go above and beyond with the lip, because then I'm going to punch you in your mouth. And then I'm going to look at you and say, well, what you want to do now?
Right.
You know what I mean? So there has to be boundaries. The people who say, oh no, my kids, they my friends, I don't know what y'all talking about, that's that old mentality of thinking. Well, guess what? Sometimes the old mentality is a good way. Depending on what you're, you know. Sometimes it's not a bad thing to bring back some old traditions. It's not always a bad thing. Yes, we need to learn new things and X, Y, Z, but we don't need to always get rid of old things simply because we don't like the way things were when we were growing up. I am a firm believer that whooping ass cures a lot of diseases. Now, I'm a firm believer of that. And I'm not talking about child abuse. I'm talking about sit your ass down and don't get the fuck back up or I'm going to knock the shit out of you. And occasionally I'm going to have to take my hand and whoop on your ass real quick. But that's not me abusing you. That's me letting you know I am the authority figure, and if I say don't do it, I'm telling you don't do it for a reason. And if you then decide, well, I'm going to test the waters and do it anyway, you're going to get fucked up. And I would rather you get fucked up by me than get fucked up in them streets. Right or wrong?
You're right.
All right then. So, you going to take this ass whooping, or you going to take the ass whooping out there? Because the ass whooping out there may cause one of two things. It could cause jail or death. So I would rather you take my ass whooping so that I can instill some things in you. Well, it don't take all that to beat on no child. You ain't got to whoop no child. It don't take all that. And some children, it does take all of that. I may not have the child that can say, listen here, Tom, don't do that again, okay? I may not have that child. This little boy, I was trying to determine the other night when I was in Longhorns, I couldn't determine if he was bad as hell or if he had autism. Because this little boy was acting wild. And his mother kept, don't do that, don't stop, you know. First of all, you know he wasn't one of us. So, you know, with them, you don't know if it's autism or
it could be ADHD.
ADHD was something. Okay? But when I was growing up, we didn't know nothing about ADHD. All we knew was that child's bad as hell and grip him the fuck up and throw him down. But he was acting up. But what I noticed was that the mother, well, you know, she kept trying to calm, you know, stop, don't do that, X, Y, and Z. But the male figure, who I am assuming was the father, wasn't saying two words. And I kept looking at the man to see if he was mute. I kept saying, well, is he mute? Like, do he talk? Because this boy's acting up, and this mom keeps telling him it's not talking. It's not recording.
This has not been recording the whole time. But go ahead. Keep going. That camera's recording.
Oh, good.
That camera's recording.
Good.
This camera, this microphone.
But I thought it was.
I thought it was too.
But I can see the arrows moving.
It's moving, but look. What did I just say?
I think you turned it off.
No, SD card. It's an SD card in there.
Child.
Oh my.
Are you sure?
Yeah, go ahead and keep talking. But what happened with the kid?
Well, he was acting up. I eventually ate my food and left. But you know, I don't know. I don't know, Kevin.
There we go.
Well, they'll still be able to hear what we
Yeah, they can hear everything they say.
Oh, good.
Just as fine.
Good. I just want to make sure of that.
Yeah, that was fine. They can hear everything just as fine.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Now, so I don't know how we started off with that, but it just happens. You know, we just talk about random stuff here on this show. We've been going for a little while, 4 weeks. I know some people like, oh my God, what the fuck? But I didn't see a lot of it. I've seen like some people recently, they're like, all right now, what's going on? Like, it's almost a month. Like I told everybody, life happens. Somebody was like, are you going to explain? Listen, I'm grown. I don't have to explain everything that's going on in my adult life when it comes to a video. Like, I definitely thank those who are Patreon members who sign up for us to put out the videos. I think this is our longest that we've ever not put out a video. And it wasn't something that was done on purpose. For me, now Mikkel knows when I want to record. Like, I'll text him like, okay, I'm ready to record. Like, what are you doing? Like, okay, what time? Like, I didn't text Mikkel for like 3 weeks. For me, I've been just trying to get myself together. For weeks, like, my apartment was just a mess. When you're
messier than this?
Wait,
what happened?
Mikkel, I don't know. My mind is just
I know that feeling.
That's just where my mind, I'm trying not to get all emotional, but that's where my mind is at. So when I come home, like, I don't be thinking about, okay, I want to put up a video. I want to just do a video. I want to talk about
you just
stuff.
Want to
right, and then work,
chill, and don't do nothing.
Sometimes I be stressed at work, but they don't. People at my job, they don't see stress at work because I don't give them stress at work. But work is a little stressful because sometimes you ever just feel like stuff is just changing. Like, stuff can be changing and you just like, well, what the hell is going on? Like, why now? Like, that's how I feel sometimes. Why now? Why this? Then, like, Mikkel, I think I tell you, I see my mom all the time in dreams. And it's kind of like affecting, like, stuff. Because I see her so much, it feel like she's still really here, but I know she really not here. But it's like, oh my God, my mind.
I know
what about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? Like, sorry if I'm not running to make a Patreon video, and I understand we've lost subscribers. I understand that, but that's not where my mind at. Okay, let me get on video just to keep people happy for $5. Like, that's not where my mind is at, man. My mind is just like, oh, I'm about to be 40. You don't have your parents. You're going through stuff. Like, who can you talk to? I don't have a lot of people I can talk to. I don't trust a lot of people. My family, like, I don't fucking deal with them like that. Like, some family members, one of them still doing stupid shit I ain't even tell you about. Like,
God knows them?
Yeah, you know them. A family member. Fuck.
You could be talking about your dad's side.
No, my dad's side, they cool. They about to plan a new family reunion. I'm gonna let them do their thing. Cause I'll just say, do your thing. I went to that cruise. I spent all that money on that cruise, and nobody from Philly came.
Yeah, that was
nobody.
Yeah. And you were, it was supposed to be people from Philly.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Like, we was doing this shit every week.
And nobody from Philly
from Philly came.
And nobody gave me the memo.
Nope.
That y'all wasn't coming.
Yep. I just thought everybody was going. But I should have known it when it was, the weeks was kept down. Nobody really was like, yeah, we going on this cruise in like 15 days. Like, nobody said nothing.
I would have reached out. I'd have texted somebody. Well, you enjoyed yourself, so that's all.
Yeah, I sure did. I sure did.
You enjoyed yourself.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to keep stuff together. Like when I tell you, I took that green screen down today because that green screen was up. I had clothes all behind here, clothes everywhere, clothes in there. Look how I threw clothes away. I got rid of a bunch of old stuff. Like it was just dishes just sitting in the damn sink, sitting there for weeks. Like I just let it soak and bleach and stuff. Like I just did not care. I didn't care, Mikhail. I did not care, y'all.
I hope you wash your ass.
I always do that. One thing about me, you never know who coming over. But one thing about me, I'm gonna be clean. My co-workers always say Kevin always smells good because that's something Barbara always said. You always gotta leave out your house smelling good, smelling like something. And then my sister said you could be the ugliest person in the world, but if you got that scent that smells good, you all right. You quite all right. And sometimes that's the truth. Some people you probably be like, oh, he ugly, but then they walk by you, oh my God, you smell so good. Like it happens. But yeah, I've been trying to keep it together. But I'm okay. I feel like I'm okay, but I'm still kind of like fucked up, man. Mm-hmm. Like I live my life with no parent, and then I think about my uncle, who's the only one left. He's the only one left out of 18 kids. Like I think about him too. Like how was he inside, like mentally? I can't pick up the phone and call my brother or sister, or at 70-something years old. Like I think about all of that stuff. My friends trying to, I finally went out, Mikhail. I went out to Outfest last Sunday. Mm-hmm. I had a good time. I told Eddie, I said, Eddie, you're going to get my spirits lifted. You're going to get me high. We're going to have a good time. And boy, did I have a good time. Excuse me. Now, I don't like that they had all the streets blocked off. Mm-hmm. They had the streets blocked off where you could only get in from certain angles. You had to show your ID. I guess they really don't want underage people or under 21 people partying with adults. And I get that. But it's just such an inconvenience that you got to walk all the way down this street and then turn this way, and then you got to go through this security to go through this way. It is too much. If we're talking about Outfest, children are coming out so much younger. I understand why they're doing it. They don't want them drinking or you don't want them mingling, but it's never been that way, and I've never seen any issue. But I guess I understand why they're doing it. But it definitely was a good time. Yeah, later that night, somebody got stabbed up. 3 people got stabbed up. But that, to me, was not a part of Outfest, because Outfest had been over since 7 o'clock. Mm-hmm. This stabbing happened at 10 o'clock. Oh, yeah. That ain't had nothing to do with Outfest. That ain't had nothing to do with Outfest. But I've seen a lot of people, who I haven't seen in a long time. One of my friends from high school lost her sister, Mikhail. I still ain't even asked her what happened. At this point, it don't even matter what happened. It's just that she was older than us, just by she was 41, 42. So young. And you just wanna be there for your friend. And I was, but it's just, life is fucking lifing, okay? Now for other YouTubers, maybe they gotta run to the camera. If I'm not feeling that urge, I just can't do it, y'all. Now, when we supposed to come back, Mikhail had his own shit going on. He had his own shit. And first of all, I'm just like, here we go. And then he's like, no, I'm going to talk to you later. I said, okay. He called me later. And I just was like, wow.
Life happens. It does.
Yes.
And then that whole week, Kevin, it was getting, I'm not going to say it was getting worse that whole week, but it was getting, the stress of everything was actually affecting me, because that week I was finding myself forgetting things. Like, forgetting things bad. Like, and I'm like, wait, huh? Like, bad. Like, I will never forget one day I had walked out the house, not recently, this was like a few years ago. I had walked out of the house, and I was walking to the corner of my block, and I stood there and I was looking, and I was getting so frustrated because I was getting so confused, and all of a sudden I heard a voice from across the street, and it was one of my neighbors, and he said, "You looking for your car?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I can't find my car." He said, "It's right there." And I turned over, and it was sitting right there, right next to me. Like, if I would have went like this, I'd have been touching the hood of my car. I had walked right past it and then stood at the corner just looking, and I didn't even see him sitting on the porch, but he was sitting there watching me like, what the hell's the matter with him?
Yeah, Mikhail, let me tell you something.
Like, what is
I
like,
tell
what the
people
hell?
at my job all the time, shit hides from you in plain sight
Yes,
as you get older.
Yes, it does. And I didn't
It
believe
is right there.
And I think it's happening earlier and earlier to us. Because you would think, okay, in your 50s or 60s, oh, it's happening in your 30s.
Right.
And because you and I are closer to 40 than we are to 30. We're closer to 40 than we are 30.
Right.
It's happening quite often. And I'm just like, I'm now finding myself going down the steps and then going back up the steps just to figure out why I went down the steps.
Yes.
And I'm like, wait a minute. You go down the steps, and what the fuck did I come down here for? And then you're standing there trying to figure it out. So let me go back up the steps and figure out where the fuck, why did I go back down? Why did I go down there in the first place? So yeah, I'm just going to say, listen, when people say what you said just now about, I totally get it, because I have those moments. And excuse me, y'all. I just came from work. I am not one of those people that like to share a lot of things because, like I said before, what the fuck are you going to do? You got your own shit going on. So I don't want to burden you with my shit when I know you got your shit going on. The only thing you can do is be a listening ear. And me, I don't need no listening ear, because I'll talk to my walls and vent to them. But yeah, when I just be sitting and I just like, wow, you know. And the only thing I can do is trust in God. Like, listen, I'm not going to stress over it. I'm not going to go crazy about it. I'm going to leave it in your hands. All last week when I was going through what I was going through, and I told you, like, damn, and I still ain't get this back yet, I wasn't stressing. My mom started getting mad at me. Like, well, Dad, you're not. And I'm like, listen here. First and foremost, that right there got my name on it. So the only person that should be stressing should be me. And I'm not. Because I know I did my part, so now I got to wait for them.
Yeah, but I just would have been mad at that whole situation.
Kevin,
I was mad.
Let me tell you something. I was mad, but you know this just like I do, that the more you think about situations, the madder you get. And when you get madder and more angry and more upset, you start taking it out on people. And like you said earlier when we first started talking, when you're going through stuff, the people at your job, they don't know when you're going through stuff.
No.
Because you don't bring it to them. And that's the same with me. I would never bring my frustration to my job or to anywhere, family, friend, because you can say the wrong thing to people, and in your mind, I didn't mean to say it to you like that. I didn't mean to say this to you. And in reality, you have nothing to do with what I'm going through.
Right.
But you on the receiving end, you don't see it that way. All you see is you got nasty with me, you got smart with me, and I know how it made me feel. So the older I get, Kevin, I look at it like this. Well, listen. And it's so crazy because years ago, certain things I would have been all over the place. But now I look at certain things and I say, well, it could have been worse.
Yeah, it could have been worse, but
that situation that happened to me, I looked at it, the could have been worse. The could have been worse was you never get it back. That was the could have been worse. The blessing in all of that was you had what you needed to get it back, and you got it back. You had to wait a little while, but you got it back.
You got it back.
Now just imagine had that happened when I didn't have a way to get it back. So the older I get, before I even get to that boiling point, I stop and say, Mikhail, wait a minute. It could be worse.
Yeah.
Because X, Y, and Z. And so, yeah, that's probably why, I don't know. That's probably why I don't have gray yet, because I'm not doing too much stressing.
Do men in your family gray early?
No, I think they all have grade at the appropriate time. Like my dad, his grade just started coming in maybe about 2 or 3 years ago, and he's not even fully gray, but he's it's noticeable, you know. And my dad is what, 67? Yeah, so it's like it's not really even starting to, you know what I mean? Like it just.
Yeah, I didn't start getting gray hairs till after my mom died. That's when I started getting gray hairs.
And none of the women in my family are gray.
Really?
But many of them dye their hair. But none of them are gray. Not even the ones that are in their 80s. That's why a lot of people look at them and just be like, well, dang, I didn't know you would. Because there's no gray show. One of my aunts, my favorite aunt that I'm always talking to, she dyes her hair like a cola color, like a cherry cola color. You know what I mean? So seeing gray in her hair would be almost like seeing the Loch Ness monster. Because before she started dyeing it that color, it was black. She was wearing it black, but you know what I mean? Like my aunt that's older than her, who's 82, 83, her hair is black. She wears it shortcut. It's black, but there's no gray. So it's just like nobody, you know, you're not seeing the gray. And see, my aunts and my older cousins, because they are so modern and hip, if there is gray coming in there, or they putting some dye in there. You ain't gonna see, they're not gonna let you see no gray in there.
You don't see no Justin Mandel up in here, but maybe one day I might. For 40, for sure.
I think I love having a beard. I need to keep up with it better. But even when I don't keep up with it, people always compliment me on it, and I just be so confused because I'd be like, "Thank you, but I didn't even pick it today." I just took a shower, got out of the shower, and I didn't even pick it when I should have picked it after I got out of the shower. And you have people say, "Oh, your beard looks so nice." And I'm like, "Wow, okay, thank you," because I know how it looks once I really maintain it. But yeah, with the gray, I'm like, if the gray starts coming in for me, I want to embrace it, because I've seen a lot of nice looking guys that have gray in their beard and it looks so nice, and I just go, oh, I can't. It's like you shouldn't really say I can't wait because you can wait. But when that time comes, I feel like I will embrace the gray. I just think you have a lot of nice looking men who maintain their beards, and it just like, oh, they look so nice.
Yeah. So we haven't even talked about the topics.
Well, let's start with the important topics. Let's start with the election.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the election day is 14 days away.
2 weeks.
And early voting has already started.
By the time you see this, 13 days.
Yes. Early voting has already started. And over 13 million, probably about 14 million people in this country have already voted due to the early voting process in many states across the country. 14 million people. They said that that's something that's never happened before in the early voting.
Well,
other than I think maybe in 2020. But no, I don't even think that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know. No, because with COVID, I don't even think that. But I'm happy that so many people are voting early. I'm glad that people are voting. Am I nervous?
I'm nervous too.
Like somewhat. But I feel like if you care about democracy, if you care about where this country is going, then you're going to vote for Kamala Harris. If you feel like you want a stimulus check, if you feel like you need to go back, if you care about immigration and all that stuff, or the economy, you're going to vote for Donald Trump.
Which I will say this: the economy is very important. That it is, and it takes time. And I am slowly seeing the changes in the economy. Last night, for example, something caught my eye that may not ever catch your eye.
Gas prices?
Gas prices.
Yeah, they went down.
Oh God, Kevin. Did
I seen it for $2.89.
I saw one for $2.89 for you. I saw one for $2.99. And the simple fact that I saw two got my panties wet. Oh my God, I haven't seen a gas price that said $2 anything for a long time. Okay, gas prices are going down. Food prices need to go down even more, but I need for people to understand and realize that Joe Biden has nothing to do with these people gouging these prices. He has been trying to put into effect that where people who do this get penalized, okay? It is a collective effort. But Joe Biden is not walking around ShopRite, Superfresh, Acme, Save-A-Lot, Piggly Wiggly, Walmart, Zaxby's, what's the one in Atlanta? Crow? No. I know
what you're talking about. They everywhere.
They everywhere.
They down south there. I know exactly.
Oh, damn.
Publix.
He's not walking in these stores and saying, "Oh, let me put the."
Right.
He's not doing that. Okay. So we need to stop allowing Donald Trump and the other side to have us think that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are raising the prices on everybody. No, they're not. No, they are not.
No, they're not.
It is these companies that are doing this because there's no type of regulation that's stopping them. Even with the airport, which they are trying their hardest to get these people to be regulated and to be fined and to get in trouble when they do things like this.
Yeah, I miss those air train prices. Remember $59, $69?
Oh, you better get this by midnight.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
I miss those times. So why you charging me $300 to go here?
Right.
When I used to be able to pay $60?
Yeah.
But Mikkel, I'm gonna tell you, I feel for these families that don't have food stamps.
Yeah.
Because I can go shopping, buy stuff like on Instacart or whatever. I can spend $100 and something on something, maybe like $160. Okay. When that lady comes with that stuff, it's about maybe 8 or 9 bags. And I'm like, oh, this is nothing. Versus 10 years ago, when I could go to the fresh grocer, fill that cart up. Fill it up and spend $160. And I'm telling them in the house, don't touch this. This is my food. This is mine. And it's still, like, you know how my family is. I could put food in the refrigerator. It's nothing in that refrigerator. Like I just hate these prices, and I'm glad I'm okay. You know, if I need a little something, I can get it from somebody, or two. You know, but I'm okay. But I don't like how I feel like I spend a lot of money and it's not that refrigerator is not full. Barber will probably go off about today's prices versus yesterday's prices. She'd have to find so many people to get stamps from because you got a whole family.
I was watching an episode of one of my all-time favorite shows, I Love Lucy. And this particular episode, I think, was recorded probably in 1954 or 1955. And this particular episode, Lucy and Ricky were supposed to be going away for like a month or two. And while they were away, they wanted to rent out their apartment. And I remember they were renting their apartment. They had found somebody to rent out the apartment, and they were just so ecstatic. Well, Lucy was so ecstatic, and he was going to rent the apartment out for $300 a month. And I just said, $300.
That was a lot back then in the 50s.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about 2024, Kevin. You talking about the 50s? I'm talking about 2024. Could you imagine?
No.
Renting out your apartment for $300, and it wasn't a studio apartment. They had a kitchen, a living room, a bedroom, a walk-in closet, and $300. And New York City, honey, I was like, wow. And it just took me back to, and then you know when I saw the gas price the other night of $2.99, it took me back, instantly took me back to when my mom and dad got married. In 1994, they got married, and there's a picture in their wedding album of one of my aunts and my two cousins taking a picture. But directly behind them, across the street, was a Sunoco gas station, and the prices were as clear as day. $1 something, $1 something. The regular gas was like $1 something. I want to say like $1.20 something. And I remember when I looked at it maybe a few months ago, and I looked and I said, "Oh my God, what a time!" $1.20 something. I said, Lord, can you imagine? For me as a driver, if gas was $1.20. I remember when I first started driving, when I first got my, I'm taking you back, 20 years ago. 19 years ago, in March of 2005, when I got my driver's license, because that's when I got my driver's license, in March of 2000, Anitra's birthday, March 3rd, 2005. When I got my driver's license on March 3rd, 2005, I was able, every time I got my mom or dad's car, well, my dad, of course. Well,
I'm about to say, I remember you driving your dad's truck.
Yeah, because my mom stingy with the keys. But my dad, you remember how my dad used to always let me, my dad was somebody, he going in the house after work and he laying his keys down. He's not coming back out the house. And so I would always drive his car. And I'll never forget when I finally bought my car, people were like, why are you buying a car? You always got your dad's truck. My pastor's son said to me maybe about a year ago, whatever happened to your pickup truck? And I said, pickup truck? And one of the ladies overheard him and she said, yeah, you used to drive a pickup truck to church. And I said, that wasn't my pickup truck, that was my dad's truck. But they thought it was mine because I always had it. But I remember at that time, 20 years ago, 2005, when I was able to put $20, $25 and fill up their fucking tank. $25 ain't filling up nothing. In 2024,
nope.
I have to put at least $50 in my car to fill it up.
Yeah.
40 is going to fill it up maybe halfway. Take it halfway to the halfway mark. I remember last year to fill up my car, Kevin, was $60. Exactly $60. That's how I know gas went down, because now I don't have to pay $60 to fill up my car. It's a little bit cheaper now. But the fact that 2005 all I needed was $25, now 2024 I need about $45, $50, that's a fucking big increase on gas. What's going on? Breathe.
Forgot.
Do you do that when you have an oral?
No, if I start coughing like that, bitch. First of all,
if I start coughing
I try
like
to
that,
have no gag reflex.
If I start coughing like that, you gotta go. You gotta get out. Cause now I'm scared. You choking me like this?
I'm sorry.
Did you come here to kill me or have a good time?
Well, let me tell you.
I told somebody one day when we were having sex, I said, kill me. Kill me.
I need to make a new drink. You know what?
They said, kill you. I said, yeah, guess what they did? Pulled their gun out. I said, no, don't
Look at the only gun I want you to pull out.
No.
The pen.
I said, no, I didn't mean it. Put it on the dresser. That's where I can see it.
Look, this is what
I don't want to.
This no, it's not even.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's the view I like. Mm-hmm. Who, do you know who that is?
Don't you? Yeah.
Don't you?
I said that to my coworker. Like, yeah.
Coach.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, do you really know what that is?
Yes.
Oh. Can I see the face?
Yes.
Please. I'm not going to swipe because Lord knows I don't want to see that. Okay. Where you know them from? App?
Here.
Here?
We have good times, good sessions.
But where'd you meet them at? On the app? Yeah. Which one? That's not that.
That's it.
Let me see. Oh, wow. Wait.
Did you swipe?
No. Are they slow?
No. I'm gonna see. I'll show you there.
That's a nice. I like the first picture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mikkel. I'll be like, I gotta get my body like this, cause it's so. Is it
soft or it's like hard?
Mikkel, I ate that ass. Oh my God, yes I did. Yeah, I did. I really did.
Mm.
Yes.
They got kids?
Yes.
I knew it.
Yeah.
He always does. Now, don't start.
You can swipe. You can swipe there. That's Facebook.
Oh well, who's that?
Stop it! I don't know who that is.
Yeah. Oh, this is an old picture. Is that them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's an old picture. Oh, wow. Why is it not letting me swipe? Oh, there you go.
But the body.
Everything. Well, because they're an athlete, kind of.
Yes.
Them athlete bodies.
You know, I don't
everything.
have no.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Do they know you besides, like, do they know you for this? No, I mean.
We don't talk about. No, we don't talk about that.
Oh, no, because you know some people
no.
be knowing you.
He don't
Remember, that used to be a turn off for me.
He come over here.
No, because when it used to be a turn on for me is when we talking whatever, and you never ever say that you know me until further
afterwards,
and then you like, oh yeah, because I was so nervous. And they're like, why? Oh, because I know you feel, and then that be like, so we sit here talking this whole time, and because now I feel like you're plotting.
Right. As I've gotten older, right, I've found myself more into. I want to be like where you would never know that they're gay.
Right.
Like that's where I have.
Like now
I remember
why,
you used to talk about it all the time, but now like that's where I have.
And you know what's so funny, because years ago you used to always talk about me for being that way, but now I think you probably see why. I think I like it.
But I like it, and it's fun because
and it's fun because first of all, not to cut you off, but I'm not looking for. First of all, I'm not looking for no relationship.
Right.
I'm just looking for fun.
Right.
And this right here is fun.
But it's even funner because, well, it's not funner. I shouldn't say funner.
Funner. No,
but it's more of an exploration because I explore what can I do and what can I do. Right? So I had one person here last week. We didn't really do anything. But we was just having conversations. So he went in my bathroom.
And did what? Hopefully he started cleaning.
He went to pee, but he seen some stuff in my bathroom.
Yeah.
So he's like, you use this stuff?
What do you use it for?
And I said, I said I use them on people. And he was like,
can you use it on me?
No. I don't understand how dudes be into that stuff. Like for him, he was saying, you know, I've never been into that. How the fuck we go from politics to sex? Right. I knew it was going to come up.
Well, because I'm not going to show you that. But this is a recorder. Somebody. Listen, I like to have my fun.
Yeah.
But if you saw who this did, I'm going to show you. Kind of like That one right there.
I can see it.
Let me show you. And they are very. I need a good picture, a better picture.
Oh wow! Oh yeah, that's my type right there. Oh yeah. Let me see. Oh yeah.
Now you see the tattoo? I don't know if you, but oh, you can't really see it right here. You can't.
Is that a picture?
Yeah, it's not a video. But
well, you know what?
Oh wait,
no, that's a good. Yeah, that's
for a few years now.
Oh yeah,
a few years now.
Yeah, this one about a year and a half.
No, this one's been because.
Yeah, I hear you. Listen, let's take a pause because I have to pick. This will be part one.
Yeah,
I have to pick, and I don't want this to fall. Hold up. Oh my God.